right, all right. Thank you so much, viewers. This is again a beautiful morning in East Africa, a beautiful Tuesday that God has given us to come together and share with you what we have. Welcome to our show today. This is Holistic Wellness, brought to you by Madam Ann Karambu, together with Salem Consultants. In Holistic Wellness, we bring you what matters to make sure that you are strong and you are molded to become that woman, that man God predestined you to become. Welcome so much once again. Kindly get on Facebook before we get started, and you can share with your friends. Let me see. You can share with your friends our program today. We are coming live to you live on Facebook. All right, let me check who is joining us right away here. All right, let me see. Aha, good. Kindly join us. We are excited to have you today. This is powerful. Thank you. Let me see. All right. Yes, thank you. Yes, get tuned there. We need to have you join us today. You need to ask all the questions that you have about dating. Don't forget today we are handling dating, and we are coming to the close of that segment of that topic of dating. As we get into the depth of the whole thing, get into courtship, get into engagement, get into marriage, we are having all that in store. And to help us get deeper, and that is none other but Madam Ann Karambu. She doesn't need any more introduction to us, but for the sake of those who are joining us for the very first time, Madam Ann Karambu is a woman with an exemplary living behavior to our young people. She's been a blessing to our generation. Professionally, she's a psychologist, a counselor, a life coach, an author. And don't forget, she's a wife and a mother. And of course, she's born again. And that's why we are bringing you Holistic Wellness, powered by Salem Consultants, a consultancy firm that she heads, where we are able to help a lot of lives and souls are getting back in the right shape. Thank you. Welcome so much. And right away, we are getting into our today's topic, and that is dating. We have a recap. Thank you so much for having you again today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Festus, as always.
Yeah.
Thank you for being such a blessing to the people and to the world. Amen. I believe many are being transformed even with this show. And yes, we are receiving definitely a lot of feedback on the same. And we thank God because of even you that is watching us and you that will watch us after we are done. I believe we can be able to make a little change. We are in a position to make a little change. Even if it is that one person that we will be able to transform, that is our motivation. That is what drives us. That when one is changed, they are able to transform the lives of many. And that is what brings glory to God. So we are happy to be here this morning. We will be discussing a little bit on dating today, and we will be dealing with what are these questions. When I take a girl to a date, what are these questions that I should ask? And even how should I behave when I go for a date? Those are some of the things we'll be touching on. And I remember we shared a lot on how do I know that I'm ready for a date? And maybe that is the recap we need to do, just a little bit. And we said the first one, we are ready to date when we know who we are. Because it is in knowing who I am that I will understand who I am ready to connect with. If I don't understand who I am, definitely, it means that I can blend into anyone. So any person who comes my way, as long as they came, they become part of my journey. But when I understand who I am, I will know who not to associate with, and I will know who to associate with, and I will also know what is this that I am taking into a relationship. Because when I am connecting with other people, I want to also add value to their lives, and I also want my life to be added value. So when I understand who I am, then I am ready to go and mingle and connect with other people. Of course, we also said that our principles should be governed by God's word. What does God say about connecting with the person of the opposite sex? And we remember, of course, there is the aspect of avoiding sex before marriage and all those principles, and making sure that you are not unequally yoked with non-believers or people that you don't share the same faith, because definitely this is going to affect who I am again. So then we said that, again, you don't allow our emotions to lead our relationship. We don't allow our emotions to be the ones that lead our connections, because what is going to happen is that we don't have an opportunity to reason. We will not have an opportunity to know that other person in his other scopes, because already we engaged the physical being. Then we said that it is also not good to get into a relationship to feel a need or a void in my heart or in my life. If I feel rejected, this is not the time to look for a relationship. What I should be doing if I have issues of rejection is seeking healing, so that I heal first, or I'm assisted to recover from the heartaches or the things that happened to me first. Then I can get into the relationship, but not to get in the relationship to feel that void of rejection. Because what is going to happen is that all the deficiencies that I've had, I'll transfer them to that other person. And definitely it is going to cause misunderstandings between you and the other person. And then it will also not be possible for you to become real to the other person. Remember, those are the things we'll be touching on. That most of the times we are not able to be vulnerable before people because we are fearing that we will be hurt like we've been hurt in the past. What makes that happen is when we have unfinished, we have had rejection issues, we've had maybe issues of addiction, things that are holding us back from the past. And these things play over. Every time we connect with other people, you will realize they will always play over. So we need to make sure that we don't allow ourselves to connect with people in terms of to fill that void in our lives. We should also not date to maybe be able to earn a good living. There are some that will go dating because I want maybe somebody who can pay my rent, somebody who can buy my shopping, somebody who can be able to maybe be taking me out to the places I want to go. Those should not be the reasons that make me get into dating. So what happens is, if those are the things that have taken me there, remember, of course, no one can be able to fulfill those needs. You will be frustrated at the end of the day, because that is not the reason as to why you are connecting with the other person. The reason as to why you are bringing another person into your life, it is to complement each other, rather than become, it's a harsh word, but rather than become a parasite. So there is a way, if you're not very careful, we may become almost parasites in the lives of the people around us. So the need to make sure that I am whole, I am comfortable with who I am, I don't have anything that I feel I'm deficient of. Of course, definitely, you may not reach there, but you are satisfied with who you are. Even with your limitations, you are satisfied, and you're not seeking that other person to fulfill that need that is in your life, other than you're looking for a person who is going to complement you. Yeah. So those are the things that we need to check on, even as we think of dating. I think those are some of the areas that we discussed about. And I think maybe maybe you can remind me anything that I've lost, but I want after that to explain the do's and don'ts. You remember there were do's and don'ts,
The do's and don'ts during a relationship.
Dating.
I mean, during dating, what you should do and what you shouldn't do during the time of dating. And of course, you put it very clear that being in a dating or being in a date doesn't mean that you are already in a relationship.
Yes.
And I want us to get that very clearly, that when a guy takes you out for a cup of coffee, I don't know what's up with this coffee stuff. when you go out for dinner, when you go out for lunch, when you're asked out for a date, it doesn't mean that you're already in a relationship. It's a way for you to get to know each other more and more. And you mentioned something that you don't need to get into dating or to seek for dating when you feel you got some void, some gap in you that need to be filled.
Yeah.
Or when you have some emotional hurting in you. Maybe you feel some rejection, you feel some there's no worth in you, then you feel like I need to get into some dating.
Yeah.
And as we know in our context in Kenya, something that we've been able to change during our talks is that people believe once I take you out for a date, definitely I mean, we are in a relationship.
Yes.
So we've been able to break that. But you said most of us, I want to say us because I don't want to blow myself out of that. Being a youth, most of the young people, even most of the adults, those who are not married, all that stuff, they'll get into dating or maybe later into some relationship simply because they are feeling they are missing out on something. I'm not liked here, I'm not loved there, I'm hurting, I need someone. There's no complete reason. So what should we do to avoid that?
I said that, of course, when I'm seeking for someone in my life, I would desire to have someone who is whole. First, as I believe that is what you would desire. You wouldn't desire someone who comes with all manner of baggages on you. Definitely you will not be able to handle them. I am not saying that we will not have people who have limitations in their life. But although those limitations are there, don't come with that void, don't come with that emptiness, expecting the other party to be the one to fill that void. Because what happens is this: the likelihood is that the other person equally has their own baggages. So you either learn how to handle your own issues or seek professional help first. Deal with the issues, deal with those unfinished businesses in your life, then get into dating. Because if that does not happen, what is going to, definitely these unfinished businesses. I mean unfinished businesses because it is it may be issues of addiction, it may be issues of rejection, it may be issues of heartache, it may be issues of childhood trauma. These things will play out in a relationship. When a relationship starts, these things will play out and they will affect your relationship. If then you are not willing to deal with them, the best thing to do is become intentional and open up these issues to your friend at the start of a dating relationship. But don't expect that person to fill that void because they are not in a position to do that. I don't know whether that is understood. Because the moment now I am expecting that person to be, or there are some who even, I hear people, especially children who have been brought up by maybe a single parent, and you hear somebody saying that this is not only my boyfriend, but he's also my father. Let me clear this. A husband, a boyfriend can never fulfill the role of a father. So if you're lacking a father figure in your life, that is an unfinished business that you need to deal with first. Because if you go and place that role on that other person, and for him he is coming, or him or her is just coming as that role of a boyfriend, or that role of a husband, or that role of a friend, and you're placing the role of a father on them, you are putting a high expectation over them that they cannot be able to fulfill. And remember, these roles normally are unconscious. You place them on people unconsciously. So I am expecting that person to behave. Now, I am saying that I am expecting this person to behave or to serve me or to give me what I have lacked over the years, a mother, a father.
A father, yeah.
But this is unconscious. Remember, I have not explained it to the other party. So when that person does not behave how I expected them to, of course, definitely we will have disagreements. I don't know whether you understand that aspect of when I have unfinished business. Most of the times, issues that I have gone through in my life are unconscious. I'm not conscious of them. They are hidden in my subconscious mind. They are hidden there, and they inform my actions. They inform my behavior. So, of course, that is the reason as to why we need to be whole, to be satisfied as me first, before I bring in someone else into my life. Otherwise, it will be a total confusion, because I am confused, and the person I'm also bringing is equally confused about who they are. And you see, that's why, of course, now, because after dating, we are getting into courtship. This is why you realize most people kill each other during courtship. So many people hurt each other a lot during courtship.
Is it because they unfinished business?
Yes, a lot of unfinished issues. And of course, I will be projecting my issues on that other person unknowingly. Or I'm behaving in a way that I was not supposed to have behaved, but it is because of things I have suppressed in my subconscious mind. They are not conscious. I'm not conscious of them, but they are hidden in my subconscious mind, and they inform my behavior. So the reason as to why we need to have settled ourselves, our issues. Kindly, young people, if you know you have an underlying issue, if you know you have an unfinished business, maybe it is loss, maybe it is rejection, it is issues of addiction, kindly handle them first. Deal with them. Seek professional help before getting into a relationship, especially the relationships leading to marriage. Because these things will play out in the marriage. Yeah.
And I don't know. I think we are all getting some eye-opener here. What we know in our context is that once you get someone to lean on and they invited you for a date, then you're carrying everything, and you put to them all the stress, all the baggages, all the luggages, and you feel like you are relieved.
Of course, there is nothing wrong with doing that, but the key thing is that that person will not be able to help. Because remember, that person also have their own issues. So especially when those underlying issues or those unfinished businesses are things that have overwhelmed you emotionally, and either you are in some form of depression or stress, the best person to handle those issues is a professional counselor, somebody who is informed, who can be able to unearth those issues and be able to help you become whole fast before you go projecting those issues to, I don't know whether we understand projection. When we are projecting something, it means that I am the one holding it. So I am releasing that, I am releasing it to the other person. So this person will see like they are the ones that have the problem, but in fact the issue is I'm the one who has the problem. But that pain is inside me, so I project it to other people. And that this thing plays a lot in marriage, because now remember we it's a journey towards marriage. It plays a lot. So if we can be able to get healing first, so that we are whole, before we can be able to invite another person into our lives. Yes.
We need to be whole before we invite another person into our lives. It's very clear. And that's why before the end of this program today, we're going to have some young people join us. We'll be telling you more details on that. And before we get into what I should do, the questions I should ask during dating, what are the do's and don'ts during a dating? What should I do? What should I not do during the dating time?
There are a number of issues that we discussed last time, and of course we mentioned that during dating it is not time to have sexual relationships. It is not also time to romance. It is not time to start sending romantic messages. It is not time to give gifts. We are not supposed to meet. We are not supposed to meet in exclusive places. We are not supposed to meet in private places. We are supposed to meet in places that are open. Remember, I am just understanding this other person. So I don't know anything prior to our meeting. So if I go to a secluded place and I don't know who this person is, anything can happen to me. Another thing is, of course, this is again not the time to introduce that person to your family. I think that one we had not mentioned. It is not time to introduce that person to your family yet.
I think most young people in Kenya will use some slang and say, anatukazia. But look, you're just being directed and molded. We are learning together. Let me just, before we move on, vijana in Kenya, they will say, And that's why we're having such young men today on this show. We want to hear their voice too. Because right now, you're not a friend at all.
Okay, I may not be for now.
For now, yeah.
But if we would just follow those few advices, we would not be having so many people coming into counseling rooms, and others are suffering out there with pregnancies that they had not planned. In fact, there are so many people who get expectant in their first date.
Oh no.
Yes, so many. If I think I have dealt with a number. The biggest number I have dealt with, they tell you it is the first date. Oh, and this, of course, the explanation people give is, I do not know what happened. Excuse me. There is no way you can't know what happened. I think I tell young people the process of having sex is so long, such that you cannot fail to know what happened. It is long. It is a long process.
It is.
It is not something that just happens, and we met, I looked at you and you looked at me, and sex happened. No, it does not happen that fast.
That's right.
It is a process. By the time I am asking, I'm accepting, I'm getting into a place, I am getting off my clothes, it's a whole process. I have so many opportunities to say no or to run away. So,
all right. Thank you. We are back again, friends. Today we are handling dating. We come to the close of that subject of dating, then later to get into something else, courtship. And we've been able to do a recap of what we discussed before and the do's and don'ts during a relationship. And right now I want us to get into what matters, what issues must we discuss during a dating moment. But before we get into that, we are joined, as you can see, by one of us, a beautiful young lady. I want her to introduce herself to us, to you viewers, then we'll pick it from there. She'll give us her experience, either from friends or herself, on the matters dating. Welcome so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Great. We're talking about dating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you got some experience in a beautiful, nasty or something. What has been your experience on dating?
Well, it hasn't been that good.
Okay, well, you mean you've dated before?
Yeah, I
Alright,
have.
uh-huh.
When I joined campus, of course,
Mm-hmm.
I started dating. I had a boyfriend. So, you know, I was just trying to go around and, you know, seeing how it feels like being with someone, you know, someone you can call your own. It was nice until it wasn't.
Man, it's about trials, you know? It's
Yeah.
viewers. Alright. Did you hear that? I guess that trying and, you know, they've been yours, you know, that's the point.
And just to correct, we are not talking about relationships. We are talking about dating.
No.
And we said
Yeah.
that dating is in preparation for a relationship. Now, what my friend had here that never was, I don't think it was a relationship and it was not dating.
That's what we're having.
That is the challenge, yes.
That's the challenge.
That is the challenge we are having. And definitely the very first point we said, the principle of knowing who I am and what I want. I don't know, maybe she can tell us whether she knew what she wanted.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure, because according to what you've been saying, dating should be. I don't think what we had was like dating. It was more than, I don't know how to call it.
It was already a relationship.
Yes, it was already a relationship, and I feel like most of us young people, we don't know what dating is. So we are in a relationship, but that's what we call dating. So it's confusing now that I know dating is getting to know someone, and it's not physical. So now I understand that next time when I am in that space again, then I'll know how to go about it. Yeah.
And that's right. Do you see what is happening in our nation now?
Yeah, maybe again I would still want to really get from perception, knowing that you need to also understand who you are first, so that you can allow someone else into your space. Can you say that the challenges you faced in that, I don't know, I am sure, relationship, not sure something,
Yeah.
can you say what you had and how it transpired was contributed by you not understanding what really you wanted?
Well, I think I knew what I wanted, or I didn't, I don't know. But at that point, I feel like I just wanted to be with someone because other people had someone. So I also wanted to fit in, because, you know, in campus and everyone they're working two. People are cohabiting together. So I felt like, oh, it's time for me to also try this. So I don't know if I knew.
So what I'm hearing simply from she is that she did not know why she was in bed. Yes, because when you're doing it for others, when you're doing dating for other people, it is a don't. You said it is a don't. Because remember, when you're getting into that thing, you get there alone. You will not get with your party that you saw. It will be you alone. So it is not about what everybody else is doing. It is about what am I doing? What do I want? Who do I want into my space? It is not who other people want into their space. So definitely this is a representation of what is happening, especially to our young people who are just exiting teenage, because the peer pressure is too high. By this time, somebody, of course, has not even figured out what they want with their life. So you realize you come into this space where everybody is like doing things, and you're like into it. and you get into it with the whole of yourself. Before you know it, you are already hurting.
That's right. I don't know, personally, I think, but right now, I'm very sure that you're getting exactly to understand what dating is, and I'm very sure that in your next plan to go for dating, you'll have it in your mind.
Yeah.
But it's so alarming how young people are getting into dating also. So very young and without founded reasons why. And let me ask. So, so when did you realize it didn't work? What happened?
You know, in campus, there's a lot of things that goes on. So, when I was dating someone who was not in the same year like I was, he was ahead. So, when we went for the holidays, he found another girlfriend.
Come on.
So, you know.
So who were you to him?
We were. So, you know, I was hurt and all that, but then again, I just decided, you know, it's fine, I will heal from this, because that was really hurting, and it took a lot of time to heal and, you know, come into terms with the situation.
With that which wasn't there. How do you explain that from a professional perspective?
Of course, definitely, that is what happens when we turn dates into relationships, and you realize I have really emphasized on not going emotional first before you get, because I believe if this guy was just a friend, she would not have been hurt. If it was just a friend I've met in campus and we are good friends, we work together, I know a little bit about him, we chat, we laugh together, and that's all, or we revise together, it would have not have gone to the extent of her getting hurt. So the heartache comes when you turn a date into a relationship that is leading to marriage. That is what hurts. Because already now, of course, remember, the journey here is taking us into marriage. So I am already looking, and she is going to tell us, I am already looking into this guy, and I'm like, wow, can he fit as a husband? Will I like his people? Does he have sisters? You know, those things that go in our mind as ladies. Remember, you men can't understand this language. We are the ones who go through. In fact, the day a guy tells me that I want you to be my boyfriend, I go to their home. My mind goes to their home. I start figuring out the parents, the aunties, the grandparents, the sisters, the brothers. Will I fit in? How will it be like living with this person? So me, I have taken my whole emotions into the life of that person. Then after 2 weeks, that guy dumps you.
Oh. That's what happens?
She can tell us.
You know, when we were together, it was my first relationship, so of course I was like, you know, this is the only relationship I'll ever have, and I was so sure I wanted to marry him, and we were going to live together forever. You know, like it was a fairy tale for me, and I enjoyed every bit of it until it didn't last.
And you said this is a guy you were sure you're going to marry and all that. What was the agreement when you got into that? Okay, it's only a relationship.
Yeah, we loved each other, so, and I was comfortable with him, and you know, I thought this is it for me. Yeah.
How do we explain that?
Of course, again, what I said. And please, young men, even old men, even married, even the singles that want to get married after maybe a spouse has passed on, men stop dating girls and putting them so much, surrounding them with so much love, and then all of a sudden you're like, Did I say that we were in a relationship?
Yeah.
That word pisses me off. Because what was there? You call me in the morning, you call me in the evening, during the day you write 1,000 messages, you are pampering me with gifts, and you're telling me all this manner of nice words. What are you expecting the girl to hear from you?
What's your problem, man? You know?
No, Festus, what is your problem?
Yeah. You tell us.
I think if I'm able to speak out for some men, not all, maybe for myself or someone else, I think, I don't know whether it used to happen Kitambo or it's happened this time. Men seem to have some bit of unsatisfaction that is coming forth. I don't know it's brought by what. It's something to rebuke, not to go with. And I think that is also brought about by this one mistake ladies are doing. They have shown men that since we've dated either once or twice, and men jump up into giving out gifts, the sweet word you say, the ladies are so easily swayed, and they become so possessive, and the man feels like they're so desperate, so I'm able to do everything. It's a misconception. It's a whole thing misunderstood by both parties. And I know you're blown with that. And so it's a whole confusion in our society, and most men are taking advantage of that. Few men will be very sound to avoid doing that. And what ladies have not understood is that a sober man will not be moved by the lady so easily accepting him, either for a relationship or something. They'll be keen to observe what should be observed. They'll be keen to walk with them until the lady is confident that this is the man I want, until the man is confident this is the lady I would wish to walk with. And ladies, realize one thing from us men. I think it doesn't matter too much how many times you tell us you love us back. Let me talk to your representative today. It doesn't matter how many times you tell us love you back. I think respect is more important. That respect is more important. We may interpret it as love. But look, when do we need that respect shown? Don't be too much possessive of us. You feel like, no, they are not already my responsibility. But any wicked man or any unreasonable man will jump off and they will mess up with you. I don't know what I'm talking nothing.
That is Festus talking.
That is Festus.
Now, I'll go first into the nature of a man.
Okay, great.
A man was created an hunter. Mm-hmm. Of course, a hunter conquers. Mm. I conquered a lion. Mm-hmm. I conquered. Of course, you start from conquering a gazelle to as it progresses. That is how nature has built a man to conquer. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, society has used this conquering, mm-hmm. and it has been turned into how many women you conquer. So that is where the misconception is. Now, a woman is a nurturer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. A woman, the moment a woman is born, naturally, even when you see a young girl who is 2 years, they want to pamper their doll. They are nurturers. That is how we are created. So when I will be relating with you, I will relate you as a nurturer. In fact, there are times I will want to check whether your clothes are washed. Are you wearing your tie properly? Was your trouser? That is not over-caring. I'm just being me. That is my nature. Now, the problem with now a man looking at this aspect of a conqueror and using it the opposite way of conquering many girls, that is where the problem comes. A man is supposed to feel they conquered. Maybe this is where us women are not able to understand that a man wants to feel that they went an extra mile to work towards winning the heart of that girl. not a girl the first minute we meet, and of course I was given leeway to do everything I want. Of course, that one you will not feel like he conquered anything. But of course, the more I am able to stand my ground and I'm off the person, and he feels like he's chasing me, now that one you will feel a conqueror. I am speaking this to the girls. Unfortunately, for men, because when they realize that girls are falling into their trap of being conquered easily, they decided, why don't I win with this? I'll conquer as many as I can. So in the process, you realize by the time a young man is getting married, they have had like 20 to 30 girls, and the girls are so hurting. So, but of course, and of course, just like you're saying, that they're becoming too much. They are not becoming too much. It's just their nature of nurture. But they don't understand that this is nature. They think it is love. And remember we said the other time in the other programs that women love with their mind and emotions. All their emotions get into it. I remember I said the moment I have met this young man, I will go to their home. Imagine the energy I will use to be able to bring me back from their home. Because I had gone. I am already living in your home. But now you come and you're telling me, were we in a relationship? And I'm like, excuse me? What was this? And for me, it is normally very pissing off that, yes, of course, we have been communicating. We have been in communication. You've sent photos. You've talked to me. You've followed up on me. What was that? What can it be explained? How can you ask me whether we were in a relationship? What was it? So that's where I empower young girls and ask them, please, the first date, be told, what is this? Don't accept to get into something you don't know what it is. Because definitely you will get hurt. Don't accept to be taken for a date today, tomorrow, the day after, and that person is not talking. Don't. If they're not willing to talk on the second date, on your heels,
you run.
Yes. Because definitely you get hurt.
What if you like the person?
You know, the determinant here is not whether I like. It is whether we are in mutual agreement.
Yeah, sure.
The determinant is whether we are in mutual agreement. Because that person might have just looked at you and they were like, wow, she looks nice. And that was it.
You know, that's a look they give.
Yes. That's a nice one. So you picked, and remember when they are picking you, already there is a lineup of 10, 15 behind you. So why, no, the way you can only shield yourself as the girl is, please ask, what is this? What is this thing? If the person is not willing to explain, please hold your emotions. Tell your mind, this thing is not working, or please move on. There are other people, so many of them around you. But if you cling to it, you'll be hurt.
If you cling to it, you'll be hurt. Is it possible for any lady, as she has said, most ladies are falling into that? What if I like him? He didn't say nothing for 3-4 days now. He's called me for a sleepover. It's all right, maybe you say today, and they're going for a sleepover and nothing. I mean, how are we able to overcome that? Because this
now, how do you go to excuse me? No, how do you go to a sleepover to a person who didn't see nothing?
She likes him.
No.
They want to hear
no, already nothing. Now you are confused. Those are the things we said that you need to understand yourself, because it is clear you will be hurt. Are you going for a heartache in the name of love? In fact, by the way, that is not love.
That is not love.
No,
right?
Love is patience. Love is kind. Love is has long suffering. It is able to be told, no, not today. Love is able to be told, no, not today.
Right.
If you cannot tell love the love you are thinking it is, in quotes, if you can't tell it, wait, that is not love. It is lust.
It is lust. I hope you are getting all there. Having some good experience here, she sharing her story. So what are you able to tell before we get to that other talk, other stuff? to tell the young ladies, young men, the dawns from your own experience when they're in a dating?
When you're dating, you should, just take it slow, because we think dating is relationship, but now we know it's not. Dating is getting to know someone, so just take it step by step. Know someone, take your time, and then if you have the same kind of, or if you like the other person with time, then you can move to the next step after you have discussed. Yeah.
After you have discussed.
Yes, because in my mind I might be saying, oh, we are now like in a relationship, but the other person doesn't feel the same. So we need to discuss everything, because communication is very important. Without that's why we get hurt, because I think we're in a relationship, but we are not in a relationship. So when people are dating, just go on the coffee dates, hang out in public, yeah, and then you take it slow.
I did hear the part of getting emotional, because the problem, in fact, I think the biggest challenge, the undoing that happens is when you take emotions ahead.
When you start, or when you are dating, when you're dating someone, I don't know, I just feel like your emotions are already invested in that person, because this is someone you already like. That's why you're giving them your time and attention. So of course you have some of your emotions invested in them. So when let's say you're getting to know each other, and then all of a sudden the guy doesn't want to talk anymore, of course your emotions will get hurt. And if you are serious with whatever you two are having, and he just wants to play with you, he might take advantage of that, and keep coming back to you and coming and going, and then at the end of it all, ni mimi tu nitaumia, because he will leave me, because he has others, and then I will be left there heartbroken, taking so much time to heal, which is very much unnecessary. That's why we need to define everything as we move forward. Yes.
Something I'm sure you're not set for. Great. What is the place of one's emotions during dating?
Yes, that's where I wanted to mention. Of course, part of the don'ts is don't go, I love you. Yes, please. Don't go, I love you at the point of dating. What do you love? How can you love someone you don't know?
Okay. Until you put on a dress.
Yes.
Then you can say,
no, you've not put any dress. Of course, it is the next step.
No, I mean, at that point, it's now you're able to say,
yes,
I love you.
Right now, if you start at love you,
goodness,
in fact, that is where the mess starts. That is what she is talking about, investing emotions. Because the moment I am told, and remember, for men, it may not mean that, because you people don't need to be loved. The Bible is very clear. Men love your wives as Christ loved the church. That he was able to lay his life for them. There is nowhere in the Bible a woman is told to love a man.
No.
So us, we thrive and live on love. So the moment we have started at dating, I love you. In fact, me, I don't know whether we will be communicating. If I was 20 years old and you told me I love you on the first date, in fact, by the way, I never used to date people like that. No. You tell me you love me the first day you met me on the streets? Excuse me. No, you don't. No, that is not love. What do you love? What do you love? What did you love?
You don't know me.
Yes, you don't know me, so what did you love? That is not love. So there is no way you can meet a person for the first time and you're talking about love. It is not love. I said it is lust. You lusted over my looks, over maybe how I look. The love has to come after the next step we are getting into.
All right, love must come after. Kindly, you'll allow me to handle that our next program. Goodness. So far, we are able to say we've been...
Just first as answer me
Yes.
this.
Yes, please.
How do you meet with somebody on the streets for the first day? And
Yeah.
kindly, you should also respond on the same. How do you meet with someone on the first day and you're talking about, I love you? What do you love?
Generally, it's wrong, but what happens
No,
is
the
that,
issue is not wrong or right. What have you loved?
well, what men see and they conclude, even without much thinking, I love you. Watu wana shida leo. So guys will look at your dress, others will look at the color of the dress may not be as fitting even. They'll look at the smile. Those are the very things men are looking for and are looking at. I don't know who has brainwashed anyone. So they'll look at the smile, they'll look at the eyes, they'll look at the dressing, the color, they'll look at the walking style. They say, who you are to become a man, she was like a lady. Others are like men. That's what men are looking at. So she's feminine. Others are like,
Let me assure you for a fact.
Yes,
If you love someone for all those things you described, you
Yes.
don't love them.
that's a problem.
Because a dress
That's a
can be
problem.
borrowed.
Sure.
Those eyes can get an accident. The looks, they grow old.
They do. They do.
That shape gets finished by the first birth
Oh,
of the
yeah.
first child.
It fades.
So if you loved those things, you don't love. That is not love.
Sure.
You can't love something you don't understand.
In other words, they love the physical.
No, that is not love.
the person.
Stop
They love
using
them.
that. Yeah, either use like, but not love.
they
That
like-
is not love.
But in today's world,
No, it is. There is no today's world. The word love has never changed from the beginning. Yes.
that's all.
So that is not love. It
Yeah.
is good to just demystify
Yes.
that it is not love. It is
Yes.
not loving you loved them.
Yeah.
No, it is not. Love, you are able to pick somebody regardless of how they look,
Exactly.
regardless of their deformities,
Yeah.
regardless of the background they come from.
Yeah.
Now that is love.
That is love.
If we go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, we will understand what love is. So the love we are describing on this set is not this love that we are talking about. It is in quotes.
Yeah.
We are talking about the love.
The real-
And remember, love is defined as God.
Yeah.
God is love.
God is love.
So how can you be able to pick a word that is connected to God and you go picking and dropping? No,
No, you can't.
you can't. So that is not love. The thing we call love is not. It is not.
It is not.
And there is no way we can meet with somebody for the first day and you tell me you love me. In fact, we will not have a discussion with you. Now you are not a candidate at all.
It's different.
What are you loving?
It's different out there.
No, it is not different. I will empower she and she will be able to do that.
It's after
And
that
it will not.
empowered.
No, I know she now understands. Even
yeah.
after that one experience she had, she understands. She knows what it is. Yes.
So that's a problem out there. People think they are loving. There's nothing like love. People are carried emotionally by what I don't understand. And of course, we'll be getting there, and that's the cause of all the problem. She has a question to answer.
So love at first sight it's not a thing. People just say,
There can be attraction. That is not love. It's attraction at first sight, but not love. Not yet. It has not reached there.
Okay, you don't love what you don't know.
Yes.
I think that's a point now we are all getting enlightened.
I'm talking about attraction. You can be attracted. I get attracted to things and people. It can be attraction, but not love.
And she has another question. No, not to ask, to answer now.
well, I mean, people meet during the first time and someone tells you, oh, I love you. Or they'll not like say I love you, they'll say I love how you look. Is it the same thing?
No, it is not. I love how you look. Yes, you can love how I look, but you can't love me. You don't know me.
Okay.
You can love how I look. In fact, that's a very clear statement. You can love how I look. And I will not be offended by you loving how I look, but I'll be offended if you tell me you love me. Excuse, we just met. I even hear people, see people telling you on Messenger, I love you, and you look lovely, and I'm like, excuse me.
What do you mean?
A photo.
A photo. Well, viewers, she hasn't told us what they like in men when they say, I love you back on the first date. Why does it happen?
On the first date, when we say we love you,
Back, you love us too.
you know, sometimes we just flow with the situation.
I like that. Flowing.
Because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. When someone tells you I love you, ukinyamaza it's an awkward situation. So you might just as well just say, yeah, I love you too, even if you don't mean it.
So is it from the heart? It doesn't have to come from the heart.
No, but I have a question. I don't know. I really don't know what love is, because you can find I like this guy and then I like another guy, or you have 3 girls that you are dating. So how do you know which one of them you are connected to emotionally? And how then will you know which one you love? Because there are so many people in this world, so how do you know that I love you and it's you?
Now you're taking us out of dating.
Yeah, out of dating.
And I don't want us to get out of dating. I want us to sail into courtship. Because what the questions you are asking now, and that is where the confusion is. The questions she's asking, of course, is how do I know that this is the guy, this is the girl? How can I be able now to connect? I have been able to date them. I have had an opportunity to know who they are. So how do I know that now it is time
Yeah, I think
to say the magical words, I love you, because that is where they are supposed to be said.
not during dating.
Yeah.
Of course, you
What are you loving?
don't know.
Yes. What are you loving?
That one drives like crazy. That's, viewers, allow us to come to the close of today's program. This has been Holistic Wellness, brought to you by Salon Consultants and Madam Anne Karambu. Thank you so much. Kindly keep your questions, like she used that word, flowing in our inbox. We're going to have Madam Anne answer your questions on dating. Any concerns, any questions, kindly drop them on Facebook and you get our contacts there. Let us know where you're watching us from, and God will bless you. Thank you so much for joining us, She. We really appreciate.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Madam Anne, for always being a blessing to our viewers. And Madam Anne never said that she won't answer your questions. God bless you.